designed to Sean.
And we want to be your Po-Town heroes, your source for all your budget Pokemon needs. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Po-Town Heroes, your source for all your budget Pokemon needs. I'm Rhyhorn Trainer Steven.
I'm designed to Sean.
And today is welcome to another Friday League. Today, what we're going to do is kind of our hype video, but something a little different.
We're just doing it like we did for the last set. We're going to do the starters of the first two, and we're going to link when the set drops, we'll link the other one.
Yeah, but I guess in the meantime, we'll just take a look, and instead of going over the entire set, because a lot of people already know what's in the set.
More like the best ofs, and
it's stuff we're excited for. So I think starting things off, at least on the Night Unison side, let's see.
I mean, they're very small sets, so we're going to wait till the actual core set drops to finalize the list. But as of right now, just with these two sets.
Although, I'm not going to lie, this Tentacruel is getting some ideas spinning through my head. Because it's 100 HP, stage 1, evolves from Tentacool. For 1 energy, move 1 energy attached from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another one of their Pokemon that put 3 damage counters on the energy it was moved to.
That's a reprint. That attack.
That attack's a reprint?
The attack. It used to be a shaded out energy for that. But for 2 damage.
Well, that's quite nifty. And then 3 colorless to wrap for 60.
I'll show Steven after this.
But either way, like
or he'll throw it up the correlation between the older version of this attack.
Yeah, but even with I'll put the older one like right next to it. But either way, like just the fact you could move energy and deal damage to them.
Damage and say you put an energy on and use this card.
Oh, DCE on Zoroark? Not anymore.
Put it on my cargo.
Yeah, so that's one card I'm excited for. I just don't know like how strong of a deck by itself it's going to be, but it's definitely getting some ideas turning.
So yeah, well we're depending how hype the Venomoth becomes, we're gonna be playing it. If it doesn't see play immediately, we will play it immediately. I mean, it's asking for a lot of awesomeness to happen.
200 HP, stage 1 GX.
So either 200, was it 200 damage?
Let's see.
So either 200 damage plus Koga's effects.
Alright, so what does it do? Secret of the Ninja, 110, plus if you played Koga's Trap from your hand this turn, it does 90 more damage. So if you played 200? A Janine from your hand this turn, during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon from your opponent's basics.
So plus 7 can't touch it.
So
Janine.
Koga is more damage, or Janine gives you...
you need to do most Ultra Beasts. And basic Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
And you don't get... you can't take damage from tag teams. Any of them, until there's an evolution one, which won't happen yet. So
that is very cool. And then a colorless, tenfold retaliation, 60 damage. Shuffle your hand to your deck, draw 10. That's not horrible. Definitely the attack is gonna see some play.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do the top 10 so far, and these will change as we get the more card revealed of the actual Unbroken Bonds part of the series. Right now, my top 3 are interchangeable, but right now it's the Kyurem.
The Kyurem.
This Kyurem has already won a tournament. It won a tournament the day it released in Japan, usable in Japan.
Well, of course
it did. The weekend it got usable in Japan.
Of course it did.
Well, how do you consistent poison or paralysis in a relatively easy way with Quagsire Naganadel?
Yeah. All right. So
establish that it works.
Yep. So it's 130 HP basic, one colorless energy, cold call, search your deck for a water energy attached to this Pokemon.
First turn.
2 water and a colorless.
If you go second, first turn.
Yeah. Hail Prison, 110. Discard 2 water energy from this Pokemon. They're not paralyzed. And with how easy it is to recover water Pokemon or water energy now, I can see why it took first.
The next 2 are in the Full Metal Wall part of the series.
Okay.
So that'll be in the next tab.
Well, I figured let's take a look to see if there's anything else in Night Using, but okay.
We were looking for Crobat because it comes before Metmel.
Crobat, so that's poison. Crobat! Alright, so it's 130 HP stage 2, but let's see if it's actually worth playing.
When this card comes into play to evolve one of your Pokemon, it's completely immune from damage and effects. Open all effects attacks, including damage done to your opponent. Done to this Pokemon
during your opponent's next turn.
Which is amazing.
That is pretty amazing. And then 3 colorless, 60. They're poison 4 damage
counters. Plus you're playing Koga.
And you're playing Sviper.
And probably you're playing Koga, which being that it works in this deck.
Yeah.
Your Crobat is going to see a lot of play. It would be one of the rogue cards of the set.
Well, only time's gonna really tell, but I know we're definitely gonna run a Crobat list because that's.
I like the gesture part of the format.
Yeah, that's too.
The other one will
too
be
good not to
the
show.
baby Metmel.
The baby Metmel, so that would be.
A little further down.
Another Doug. Okay, I get it. You want us to use Dugtrio.
This Metmel. Because Metal has so much tech and stuff to get used.
150 stage 1.
And because Magnazone still exists, this will be very handy.
What? Once during your turn, you may discard a metal Pokemon card from your hand.
And it has 150 hit points.
Heal 100 damage from this Pokemon. So get rid of a metal Pokemon to heal 100.
So you also notice it has 4 retreat costs. It does have 4 retreat costs. So you can do buff pads. You can do all the metal tech, all the metal toys in this set and previous sets. You got
metal stall is now a thing.
So you got Pan, you got
goggles. You
got Pan goggles. The new one that's in the set that is basically like a bursting balloon for minus 70. Buff padding just to have a 200 hit point wall that you can heal, and with Mount Coronet you can keep the energy.
Yeah. Well, no. It's a metal Pokemon.
Metal Pokemon?
Metal Pokemon card.
Okay,
so you have
not
to
metal energy.
Yeah, so you actually have to get rid of like a Alolan Dugtrio or something. Which now, speaking of Alolan Dugtrio, I see they have. All right, so Alolan Diglett for free, 10 damage.
Or you can run this with it.
And then Hairwall, any damage done to your metal Pokemon by attacks your opponent is active is reduced by 10.
Per Dugtrio.
Okay.
So up to minus 40.
Now, see.
Hypothetically, you're probably going to 2, maybe 3 at max. So 20, 30 hit damage reduced.
You almost could just run a deck that's just. Nope.
So.
Nope.
Next one is going back to the first list, which will be featuring
back to the
Venomoth. Even though we've already talked about it, Venomoth would probably is right now at 7. It's some of these are intermixed, but they're right now at 7. It'd be Venomoth because Venomoth plays so well with Koga and Janine.
It does. I mean,
Janine bait.
Which now, what does the Janine do? Let's scroll down here.
She's a underground expedition for the top deck.
Janine, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, choose 2 of them and put them to your hand, shuffle all remaining cards to the deck.
So you can force cards to the top with, say, Macargo, and just make sure one of the cards is what you want.
And then you got Koga, which is poison and confused.
People don't think so yet, and those who do, congrats, but Koga's going to change the weight.
It just came out.
It's a secret rare. The foil rare.
Okay.
And
Enhanced Hammer, okay.
And those that don't come in the set will become our league promos. That's one.
Yeah, that's
a regional promo.
Well, even then, isn't this coming out as a league promo?
Regional promo.
For regionals, okay.
For this block.
So, Fairy Charm Lightning, Fairy Charm Ability,
don't need to worry about that stuff.
Secret Hood, Gears, Surprise Box. Choose a card for your opponent's discard pile.
This is we only had.
I know.
So, Venomoth. Go back to Venomoth.
Okay, I'm back at Venomoth.
Venomoth and Venomoth is going to see a lot of play.
Yeah, especially by us.
And then number 6, Blastoise GX. It's in the next other.
It's in full
We'll be
mode.
jumping between him. Because it's a combined about
Up.
water. Blastoise GX. And it works so well with the one with that just came out. That can draw water from the deck.
Alright, so we got a 240 Stage 2 GX with the ability of Solid Shell. This Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks.
After applying weaknesses. So it has essentially 270 hit points.
Which is good. And then 2 water, Rocket Splash, 60 damage, shuffle any amount of water energy attached to your Pokemon into your deck. This attack does 60 damage for each card you shuffled this way. Yeah.
So you use Naganels to keep it on the field so you can put it back to the deck. But you're using Baby Blastoise to accelerate this deck.
And then
theoretically, every single turn, the chance for Blastoise should be getting stronger and stronger per turn. And because there's no limit how many of the Blastoise abilities you can use except one per Blastoise.
And then 1 water, Big Geyser GX, attach as many water energy as you like from your hand to your Pokemon any way you like. Rain Dance. Which, that's...
In synergy with the the one that just came out, this might... We'll see where it sits because Blastoise needs to see some play.
Yeah, and this might be the card that actually lets Blastoise see a lot of play. So what's next?
God of War Tag Team, which is in this one, actually. God of War Melt Tag Team. I would say God of War.
You mean Lucario?
Lucario Metal.
Yep. So 2 colorless, or it's a 260 basic GX.
Metal.
2 colorless, Metal Fist, 50 damage. Search your deck for a metal energy attached to this Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. Not bad. You can definitely accelerate.
Like Zygarde.
Yeah, and then 2 metal, 2 colorless, heavy impact for 150, which is
all right.
It's all right. I mean, it could easily be better.
Well, let's go out.
Let's see what the GX does. A colorless plus, Full Metal Wall GX.
Until end of the game.
Your metal Pokemon take 30 less damage from your opponent's attacks.
Until the end of the game.
And if this Pokemon has at least 1 extra energy attached to it, discard all of your opponent. Wait.
Discard all energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon.
Okay.
So 2, and it's a colorless energy. So you can do this for a double colorless energy.
Yeah.
You can satisfy the attack for a double colorless energy. So turn 1. Oh, your turn. Essentially, you go second. Turn 1, you can set it up. So now Metmels has 290 effective hit points for the rest of the game. It's only fearing a clown.
Yeah, that is pretty much true.
But if you throw, and then it gives you access to a better Cynthia under using GX attack early game. Hala.
Yep, that would definitely work.
The other one was God of War.
Staka got its second.
The baby form.
Got the baby form, and it got its alternate typing.
Yes.
Stone Fence. Your opponent has 3 or less prize cards remaining. Its max HP is 200. It's 120 base, so that's good.
So your opponent's winning a late game stack attacker.
Yeah, 2 fighting and a colorless. Top down 110. Flip a coin till you get tails for each head. Discard the top card of your. Done. I know the deck. It's built. Done. I don't know if that's on your list, but it's on mine. Number one, right there. Stack attacker.
But it coin flip.
I have a question.
Should I remind you that we technically have only had 2 coin flip decks actually work on this channel. One by mistake, and one was a deck suggested, and by mistake it worked better than it should on our channel.
Licky.
Yeah, that's one.
Okay.
Can you name the other one?
Pyukumuku, yeah.
The one that was suggested to us, not the one we changed.
Which works, which proves that there's a Victinian format which can manipulate the flips. And if done.
But those 2 decks are the only coin flip decks we've actually gotten to work. One by mistake, and one because, well, it wasn't our list that started.
Mine.
You do it.
Mine. I'm calling dibs when this.
Then you build it and see if it actually works. Pat, you can get a coin flip of 2 to more cards.
I got it.
I mean, you had to give your opponent 3 prizes.
I got it.
Then it really starts to shine.
Mm-hmm. But it's a basic, and there's so much support for Ultra Beasts. I got this. All right. So what's next on your list before we get sidetracked?
God of War tag team.
Guardy tag team. Where is? So
should be in this one. Must be in the first pass half of the list. I know Unbroken Bonds hasn't been not Unison then because it has not been released in the Unbroken Bonds has not been released in Japan yet. So God of War Sylveon.
Guardy Sylveon.
Up until it lost to Metmel, this had already seen a lot of play. I already had a deck list and hyped a lot of things up.
All right, so we got ourselves a 260 basic tag team GX.
When you have a weakened version of Sylveon's first attack on a basic Pokemon.
I mean, you can't go wrong. So, colorless energy.
And
search your deck for 2 fairy energy, attach them to your bench Pokemon any way you like, then shuffle your deck. Not bad.
And you can, and the next attack?
And then 2 fairy and a colorless, Kaleidostorm, 150. Choose any number of energy attached to your Pokemon in play and rearrange them.
If it hasn't already been done, I want to try the list with Naganale, just because Naganale.
I mean, why not? And then
Naganale works with everything. Why not this one?
Exactly. And then 3 colorless plus, or 3 fairy plus. Miracle Magical GX, 200 damage. If you have 3 extra fairy, so 6 fairy energy. In addition to these energies, your opponent shuffles their hand into their deck.
But no draw out of that. So you start your point. You get your opponent to no hand. So unless they have say Zoroark or something, they're stuck with that one
Gramble.
card. Or Rangaroo.
Yeah, unless they have a way to draw, they're stuck with top deck.
But if they top deck something that you have, and just say they can shut down a Rangaroo, then you're kind of screwed with that one card until you can draw 2 more cards.
Yeah.
And that time, Gardevoir should be able to take out Knockout.
That is true.
So, next one. He didn't make the top list. The number Koga. He's at the bottom.
Yeah, well, we already went over
Okay.
Koga. We went over Koga, Janine, and Lieutenant Surge.
No, we haven't done Lieutenant. Koga. Poison and Confusion on demand will force Guzma plays where your opponent didn't want to use him before.
I mean, you guys saw how effective Verbang Hypnotoxic Laser was.
Stall decks are going to have a defense against a lot of decks because, you can't always produce a Guzma when you want a Cynthia in the same turn. Guzma or Cynthia. You have those options, but if you have this,
you pretty much are forced.
Say Parasect, you're basically forcing your opponent to do something about it, because
Parasect's Viper.
Yeah.
And then you just run Poison Barbs. We might have already built a deck. All right.
There's one deck, just right off the top of the dome. The next 2 cards are going to change the format a little bit more, but Koga is going to change the format to where you're going to be throwing more switches in the deck, more skateboards, more Guzmas, more switching options, because Confusion's going to hurt, especially if you carry a hefty retreat cost.
Yeah.
Basically, Zero is the only one who doesn't care at this point. Number 2?
I'm assuming number 2.
Detonate. Return a Shaman, but a toned-down Shaman.
It's a toned-down Shaman.
You draw it. You can play from your hand into your bench. You may discard your hand and draw until you have 6.
So it's a Zep Striker for 2 as a basic.
Yeah.
That you can only use 1 of per turn.
Yeah.
So it's not even a good Shaman.
It's a slightly worse Shaman. It's a balanced Shaman. But you just can't keep stacking Shamans on the bench and hoping you draw the card you wanted. You can't run the speed Shaman like you used to be able to. However, it does run the same problem as, say, Lele.
Once you use it, it sits there.
Well, so long having used your GX attack. The thing is, it now sits on the bench, and now with a certain Zekrom, it's now in range.
Yeah, because
it's
even
in range for the same reason why Lele's going to have a problem. The only benefit this has, though, is Aether Paradise reduces its hit points, that reduces the damage by 30, which means Zekrom would not be able to get a one-shot if it's
a clean one-shot. It could still happen, but it's not getting a clean one-shot.
It would have to draw it out or get rid of the stadium to do so.
Yeah.
The chances are this is going to be played in Zekrom, so because why not? You're already playing the energy.
But even then,
if you don't need a two-shot, two things, well, you can pull it off the field.
Yeah, because
Acerola is a thing. So.
Yeah, Acerola is a thing. That's really about the only play you can get with it, because Lightning colorless, Zappy return, GX, 50 damage, your opponent's paralyzed, and you shuffle this and all cards attached to your hand. I mean, okay. The thing is I see how effective Dedenne is going to be. This is going to be the next Lele, where it's going to be like $40+. Like, I can already kind of see that thing. The thing is why I don't like...
It's not as splashable as Lele, though.
It's not as splashable as Lele. It's not as splashable as... it's not even as splashable as, like, Shaman was, because at least with Shaman, it was a double colorless energy to bounce.
Lele was speed versus, utility or power. Because Shaman was like, you need to dig into the deck. Mm-hmm. Lele just says, I'm going to go for one thing I'm digging for anyways.
Exactly, but even then, the whole why Shaman would be better, not only because of the whole effect draw to F6, but honestly, DCE, you're bouncing Shaman back.
Yes.
This, you have to dedicate at least one electric energy, a rainbow energy, a unit energy. You have to sacrifice at least 2 energy in order to make it work.
Bench, unit, rainbow, pull it back up with Acerola.
But now that's an Acerola play. That's not a Lele, or not a Lele. That's not a Cynthia. That's not a Guzma. That's not a Bill. That's not a Lily. I mean,
it's not going to have the same impact as Shaman or Lele, but I can see it being played on a lot of decks just for the speed.
I do, and
especially in those decks that were running Zekrom or Zeb Striker for the same reason. So last ditch effort, they can ditch their hand, draw 6. Not to mention, you can always just Macargo and guarantee one of the cards is what you wanted.
I know, I get it. It's just
and you don't waste your supporter with Detonate.
I know, it's just more the fact I've never really liked these one-time use Pokemon like Lele, like Dedenne, like Shaman back in the day. Only because of the fact, once you play them, you use their effect once. And then
there's a sniping target.
They're literally a Guzma target. They're an escape rope target. It's literally 2 prizes.
Well,
now I know there's Acerola to get it out.
And this is why Detonate is number 2.
Yeah, I mean, there's ways you can get it out, but...
If it carried all the tricks of Shaman, it would be number 1. But it doesn't.
It would easily be number 1, and it would easily be the new Lele in terms of $40 for the basic.
If those energies were double colorless for both, it would see instant play in every deck known to the game.
Yeah,
and especially in a deck running Aether Paradise.
To be honest, it would run. I honestly think this would see more play than Lele.
Right now,
Lele
probably,
was. Let me rephrase that. I think this would see more play than Lele was.
Yes.
If it was DCE instead of the split cost of electric colorless.
Because you can still use the DCE to bounce the Detonate back to your hand and discard it forever.
Honestly,
and you leave them paralyzed upon doing so. So you do get some kind of safety net bouncing it back to your hand.
You get
However,
you get an attacking safety net.
However,
Judge is still a thing.
I will admit, the number 1 card has already been subject to banning at least 3 cards that we know of, and subject to banning a couple more cards because the loops are too good. Lieutenant Surge. This has already caused the banning of Lucamine, Delinquent. Getz is already banned.
And honestly, I think Lucamine got banned.
The cards that loop a lot of looping to happen, especially with stall decks and this. It wasn't the average deck. It was a traditional stall deck with Lieutenant Surge. In standard, though, you don't have the same milling or disruptive options as you do in standard. You have Judge, Skullgrunt, and Mars. And now Koga's Trap. To really utilize disruption.
Yeah.
Everything else is just you're grabbing Lucamine to reshuffle for the next turn. You're shuffling Lucamine to shuffle Lieutenant Surge to do it again.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to bring up a topic. When is Dual Brains Magnazone hitting the ban list? Because if Dual Brain stays in format, this is going to be utilized in it to go 1, No, actually, this is the clause I wanted to know, because theoretically, dual brains lets you play 2 supporters.
Hold on.
Let's bring up dual brains just so we have it.
Yeah, because we need to see what the actual...
So, Magnazone.
Magnazone.
And then...
Magnazone images... Oh, wait. Magnazone TCG.
Plasma. There it is. Right there. This card. Or, oh guys, we'll go to it. Blow it up. Make it bigger.
Because we need to see...
Okay, fine.
How to zoom.
Steven will produce a bigger list. Is this more Team Plasma? Plasma Storm.
Yeah, it was Plasma Storm. Okay, so during your turn, you may play 2 supporter cards.
So,
is this even still legal in
expanded? Yes, it is. In expanded, it says you can play 2 supporter cards. So, Lieutenant Surge, Lieutenant Surge. Can I not play 4 supporters? In addition to that,
you can play. You may play up to 3 supporter cards.
It does not say abilities. It just says you can't use Lieutenant Surge to keep adding Lieutenant Surge. Plus, even if you could, you'd only be adding 1 more to the stack. You'd still be using your Lieutenant Surges for nothing.
You may play up to 3 supporter cards this turn. Like, even with...
So, Dual Brains, there's 1. Dual Brains, there's another 1. So, am I playing 2 more supporters, or am I playing 4 more supporters?
You know what? Even better. Like, instead of... I think instead of a topic by itself... Although we could easily cover this as a topic by itself.
Well, I actually want to hear topic / ruling, because this will basically break in the game if we can use the Lieutenant Surge to do it. Glad Lucy is gone, because then it'd be a pain to deal with. Because you just lose to me, just the 2 supporters do it every single turn until you're satisfied.
Yeah, that actually is like a. Okay,
it just says you play 2 support, but each Lieutenant Surge says I can play 2 more.
Yeah.
Unless the ruling has been changed to up to. If that up to actually changes.
So you know what? I think here's what we're gonna do. We're actually gonna kick it down to you guys.
We need an official ruling, because this is actually a controversial topic. To where, am I playing 2 more supporters, and wasting 1 Lieutenant Surge, or am I getting 4 supporters out of 2 Lieutenant Surge?
Yeah, even then, rotation doesn't happen until after World. This set is coming out in May.
Yeah.
So
theoretically there will be no more expanded tournaments pretty much from this point on, but theoretically it could break a game, and if they are subject to rotating X and Y or black and white out, wouldn't be a problem. But from May till rotation,
at least May till rotation, this will be an issue. At least one of the 2 cards is going to get banned.
So either we'll subject this to another video, the Lieutenant Surge again. Or unless we get, and we'll put it up as a question and then do a topic of it afterwards.
Yeah,
of the before and after effect type stuff.
Yeah, so here's what we're gonna do. We're actually gonna kind of do some independent research ourselves to kind of figure out what would happen in this scenario. But we're gonna, for the meantime, we're gonna kick it to you guys. Magnazone plus Lieutenant Surge equals what? Let us know down in the comments what you guys think, or is this super broken now that it's been brought up to our attention? Let us know down in the comments. While you're down there, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Become a Potown Hero yourself. Hit us up on PTCGO. We are Po_Town_Heroes. And be sure to check us out on Facebook. Facebook.com/Potown Heroes. And Twitter at Potown Heroes. As always, may all your games go well. May the top deck be in your favor. And Lieutenant Surge may actually be a bit of a headache. As always, take it easy.
The card that produced the most headaches gets the first slot.
Right.